got a live stream with new information on Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Also, it's Game Freak's 30th anniversary. So, this is going to be big. This is going to be big news on Pokemon Sword and Shield. What kind of information would you like on the new games? Now, Kuro has started leaking everywhere, including Cerebi.net, Bulbapedia News, and many other Pokemon-related sites. With Kuro, the magazine coming out, we have got the first images of the actual cover, which features a lot of Pokemon, which features Eevee, Meowth, and Charizard all Gigantamaxing, and it looks like Eevee and Meowth looks like they could be a bit different, taking on a new form, a bit like Alcremade back in the day when the trailers came out. It looked like a 4-tier cake. So that's actually really handy as well. I didn't know what time it was going to be streaming. I didn't know until somebody on Instagram posted a picture saying, "Oh, it's going to be at such and such time." So I looked. So it is at 2 p.m. in the UK. If you don't know what time it will be on, it's on at. So this is 3 p.m. by the way, but because it's different in like UTC is a lot different than GMT and BST. We go under 2, GMT and BST. So BST is at 2 p.m. UTC is 1 hour in front. So it'd be 3 o'clock when it airs. So because it's what they call it, because it's the time difference, so it will be 2 p.m. when it starts in the UK. But you can check where it will be live on your channel, on your clock, because you can set world clocks on either on your phone or actually check on Google the different times, and it will give you the list of times, not on the Pokemon but on what time is 3 o'clock in UTC. So yes, there will not be any videos on Saturday. Just to clarify, there will not be any videos on Saturday, nor live streams on Friday or Saturday, because I have a tournament in Cannock near Birmingham. It's a Premier Challenge. Still don't know what team to bring yet. I might just bring either the Lunala and Solgaleo teams. So I don't really know yet. So we're still waiting. I just hope they do reveal a new Pokemon, because remember when back in the day when Sun and Moon, I mean Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon was going to get released, and they actually came with a hint of a new Lycanroc right in the top corner of the actual title, Kuro. So it's it's really cool because they always do this kind of hint, Kuro Kuro, and they're very cheeky about it as well. You know, they try and do stuff. Now, I don't know what kind of news it will be. It might be that way, you know, might be leading towards Gigantamaxing, the trailer, or it could be a new type, you know, like a new Pokemon or a new form, which will be amazing because we've only had a handful of Pokemon, including Dreadnought, Corviknight, Galarian form Ponyta, Obstagoon, Galarian form Weezing, which looks amazing. And you can tell it's based off of the UK because of, you know, with Weezing having a top hat and moustache. And I would have actually loved it if it was like, if it had like a different split evolution, where one Weezing will just have a moustache and the other one would have a monocle. That would be funny. But, yeah, no. They could have put a monocle on him. Galarian form Weezing. That would have been so British. But my favourite has to be Obstagoon. Now, I don't know what its hidden ability I don't know what its hidden ability is. I just hope it's something that, you know, what Obstagoon would look like. Well, I'm thinking the word Obstagoon, you know, like you've got Zigzagoon, which goes in zigzags, and then you've got Linoon, who can only go straight. Is it straight in a line? So Linoon, Zigzagoon, and then Obstagoon. Now it could be something related to obstacles, so like Obstagoon kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I could have made this into a video actually, instead of doing a live stream, but hey, it's more better to do it in a live stream than a what they call it, innit? Video. So then this will go live. Just waiting for it to start. Should start in about an hour's time. Actually. So yeah, so just waiting. Should be an hour and 2 minutes. So what do you think will be showcased? Now, many people are speculating that it could be the starter evolutions, but I doubt that they'll be... When Junichi Masuda and Shigeru Omori actually were on the trailer, not an interview, he says, it's glad if you don't see these just yet. So I'm not saying they will be showcased. I'm just saying they might not be showcased. So don't jump to conclusions if they don't. Doesn't mean they won't get shown. I mean, got to admit, I mean, when Sun and Moon came out, they might have done a big mistake when bringing out these evolutions, but somebody actually, you know, with the final evolutions, they actually did, you know, I think they want to keep people guessing. And when you have a look on 4chan, right, it's just basically some of it is true, and then some of it is just like guesswork. Because I don't follow up on 4chan, because it's very, very rare they get stuff right. And I know many people do follow it, and I'm not going to say don't follow it. I'm not going to say that. It's your opinion at the end of the day. If you believe 4chan, then that's your belief in a way. You know, you believe that kind of news. It is hard to actually make guesswork. But, you know, just wait for stuff to actually be revealed is actually something people look forward to. I mean, they got the Galarian form of Ponyta right. There was this one person who got the date right when the first trailer. And last year, somebody got the title names of Pokemon Sword and Shield. But they didn't say it was inspired by the UK. They just said it was going to be called Sword and Shield. I don't like to create arguments. That's one thing I don't like on YouTube. if you like something, I'm not going to get in the way and tell you don't like it, alright? I'm not going to say that because I'm not that type of person. You have your opinions, I have my opinions, and I'm going to respect that. And I respect that quite dearly because everybody does have an opinion on what, you know, if you believe 4chan, that sometimes they do get it right. Don't get me wrong, they have got it right in the past. But not always. Like when there was what they call it, this guy who posted saying about the starter evolutions. They're coming on October 4th. And it turned out to be that 24-hour live stream. And which showcased Pikachu, Cottony, Morlul, Galarian Form Ponyta, did I say Pikachu? Pikachu, if I didn't. If I did, I'm sorry, I said it again. Impidimp, Phantomp, and a few others as well. Yeah, so they didn't reveal any starters whatsoever. That's why I don't, you know, sometimes they do get it wrong, and don't get me, they do. They have got it wrong in the past, and, you know, but if 4chan's actually said that about the starters and then they don't get shown, then I just don't want to. I'm not getting my hopes up, you know. I'm not getting my hopes up that they don't, you know. If they do showcase them, that's all right. I just want them to look, you know, like Pokemon and not like Digimon or whatever. If you know what I mean. Because many people have put this drawing, which it says it's part of Pokédex, that a bunny that looks like what's his name? Incineroar. It's like a bulky ass rabbit. I doubt that they'll do that. I doubt that they'll you know, get the same kind of design on Incineroar and on this new bunny, which I doubt. But tonight we will be doing another live stream. We will be doing Wonder Trade. So if you want to join us, come and join us. Maybe you'll be the lucky one to receive a level 1 Pokemon. So if you want to join us at 7 p.m. tonight on Facebook or YouTube. They will be streaming live twice, Facebook and YouTube. Remember, the last time I did a Wonder Trade was the Fomantis. Actually, the Fomantis was the, what they call it. So you join us at 7 p.m. and we will be live for 3 hours. So up until maybe 9, 10 o'clock, and then we'll just stop the stream. We'll stop the stream about 10 o'clock. Stream for about 3.5 hours or 4 hours. at least. So, yeah. So if anybody wants a level 1 IV bred Pokemon, come and join us at 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. depending on how well we do. So you could be a lucky person to receive a level 1. Don't know what yet, but I will be going on Wonder Trade tonight. So who's basically excited for Sword and Shield? Now, people who are going to get the downloadable copy, stores have already started being receiving them, but the game isn't released until the 15th of November. But they've added some more information regarding Pokemon Sword and Shield, including Pokemon like Drampa, Mandibuzz, Turtonator, and Gothita as well. So they're the new Pokemon in the not new Pokemon, but Pokemon that have been found in the Galar region. And Drampa and Mandibuzz will be in Shield, while Turtonator and Gothita will be in Sword. Oh, don't worry. By the end of next week, we will be starting a brand new season called Spooky Season, and this will happen on next week or beginning of next week. Sorry, it might start Monday. I'm not sure just yet. Where we will be playing all the horror games, including Granny, Bendy and Link Machine, and Five Nights at Freddy's. So this is going to be so cool. It's going to be the best thing ever. don't forget, a brand new Pokemon Go event is issued tomorrow. Starts probably at 9 p.m. in the UK. This is actually the Halloween Pokemon event in Pokemon Go, and it will flush out Pokemon like Yamask and Litwick. And you might come across a shiny Yamask, either from eggs, raids, or even what they call it, in the wild. Plus, there is a X raid as well. Darkrai will be going on around the world by tomorrow. Won't be in the UK until morning of the 18th of October. And people in the UK and Ireland, you will be able to download the Pokemon event Solgaleo Lunala Shiny at Game. So you need to get the serial codes within October 21st until November 15th. They will be distributed at any game store. So all you've got to do is go up to the counter and ask for the shiny events for Solgaleo Lunala. We're just waiting for it to start. 93 minutes to go. That's what it says. Unless that's not the event. They're not. Okay, I will be back in about 10 minutes. Or maybe a bit longer than that. But I'll keep the stream on, so I won't turn it off because it's not starting yet. Just wait. Just wait for it, really. I know it's only 82 minutes left until... back. Yeah, it's just, I mean, yeah, so I, on the final day of Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I think we should all go shiny hunting, you know, on Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So we're going to have a big live stream. And then what we'll do is we'll start it very early. So we'll start it around about, so we'll be doing not just X and Y, we'll be doing Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, shiny hunting. Maybe friend safari, or so if you want to put your friend code in the comments below, then I would actually add my friend code as well. If you want to have my friend safari, which is Bug, I believe. I've got more, you know, I've got about a few bug friend safaris on my game. So yeah. I don't know, I mean, I really like playing the games. I mean, I've always been not really been a fan of the spin-offs. But hey, I did really like Pokemon Ranger series, which was quite good. RPG, Mystery Dungeon, played nearly every single one of them. I didn't play, I think I played Gates of Infinity, which was for the Nintendo 3DS, but I never played the Super Mystery Dungeon. I've played, I'll tell you which ones I've played. I've played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Red Team, Rescue Blue Team, Mystery Dungeon Darkness, and Darkness, Time and Sky. I played Mystery Dungeon for the Nintendo 3DS, which was, like I said, Gates to Infinity, but never played the Super one, the Super Mystery Dungeon. But then there was Mystery Dungeon for the WiiWare, wasn't there? Ages ago there was the WiiWare, which came out for Nintendo Wii. I never played them because it never reached UK, and it never reached America. I don't believe, but it reached Japan. But I'm not sure if it reached anywhere else, like Korea or China. I'm not sure. I think it was just an Asian-based game, so it was like hard to get my hands on. The only way you could actually get it was if you owned a Japanese Nintendo Wii ages ago and downloaded with yen to get the games, or if you could, I think you can't set it in Japanese, can you? Even so, you can actually set the Nintendo 3DS into an Australian one, but then it would accept Australian dollars instead of pounds. Yeah. So the best bet would actually be getting, if you wanted to download it ages ago, Japanese, what they call it. But I have played other spin-off games, including Pokemon Battle Revolution, stadium games I really liked. I played nearly most of them actually, except for the WiiWare ones. But I played Puzzle League for the N64, which was only released in Australia, New Zealand, America, and Europe, and Canada. Yeah, it never was released in Japan, but it was released in several different countries. The other game I haven't played is Hey You Pikachu, which clearly many people said it was the biggest mistake ever doing it. You had to use a small microphone just to talk to Pikachu, and sometimes it wouldn't even pick anything up. So Pikachu would just ignore you. So you could just shout at him. Sometimes it would pick stuff up, even though it's not really clear, is it? It's not very clear sound, and Pikachu, with it being programmed now, if it was programmed now, I think it would actually be really, really good. One of my friends actually bought it in Japanese because he owned the N64, and I'm like thinking, oh my god, because talking to Pikachu, it's a bit like, it's the same company who did Pokemon Channel. If you can remember Pokemon Channel in the UK, the only reason I got it was because it was the only way to get it in Europe was let me rephrase that. The only way to get Jirachi, the 386 Pokemon, was to get Pokemon Channel. I mean, it was different for America, because they got it through the Colosseum bonus disc. Even though we didn't get a bonus disc, we got Pokemon Box as the bonus disc, which was a bit strange, really. So the only reason you could get Jirachi, and there's no actual closing date for Jirachi, unless there was, and plus you could get a Jirachi. One time you could get Jirachi holding the Select Berry, or the Ganlon Berry, or the Lansat Berry, or this. I think it's Staff Berry, Ganlon Berry, and Select Berry. Yeah. And I'm surprised they didn't give it Enigma Berry. That would have been so cool. Because it says Enigma Berry has some kind of things to do with the stars. So why not? Yeah, but in Japan they got it through the movie. When people pre-ordered the ticket to see Jirachi Wishmaker, or the Wishing Star of the Seven Knights Jirachi, they got it through that. If you pre-ordered a ticket to the movie, you would get Jirachi as a downloadable character from the movie. There was also in Japan, in Colosseum, it was completely different because their bonus disc was different. So it was like they would get our bonus. Our bonus was Pokemon Channel Jirachi. America's was bonus disc Colosseum Jirachi. Japan's Colosseum was the bonus disc Celebi. So it was a bit different than most, what they got. So I was like,
you know, I didn't. I mean, they could have at least gave us a different event for channel, like a Meowth or a Pikachu. Seriously. And then put the bonus disc for Jirachi, because it would make a lot of sense. But they could have at least gave us Celebi as well, because Celebi was clearly the inspiration for Colosseum and XD, due to because of the relic stone, where you can purify Pokemon. So when you've done unlocking its art, you can actually go and purify them, and they will be normal Pokemon. So that's what I don't get. Why didn't they give us Celebi as a bonus disc event instead of giving us Jirachi? Or at least give us both. You know, in America, they could have had the bonus disc Jirachi and Celebi. America could have, like, Pokemon Channel Jirachi, the bonus disc for Colosseum Celebi. And Japan actually got both, because they was like, oh, Pokemon movie 6 got Jirachi, and then the bonus disc got Celebi as well. It just doesn't make sense, you know, because Celebi was the inspiration for both games. So yeah. But back then I've played like other games, like a game that was for the Game Boy Color was called Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, and it was it was actually set after Gold and Silver, because it was for the Color. So the Game Boy Color cartridges was a bit different from the actual Game Boy Color Game Boy itself, because the they put a little, like they had it more chunkier appearance. So yeah, so only Pokemon Pinball. I've played Pokemon Ruby Sapphire Pinball, if you remember that one. I'm trying to think what others. I know Mystery Dungeon. Pokemon Dash was not very good. It was like, it was rubbish in my opinion. I actually played the demo in Warburn Safari Park. This was way back in 2004, before it was even released, and it was released in Japan. But it was like a demo, a taster, and I started playing it, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna buy it. And I bought it, and I'm like thinking, it's the worst purchase I've ever done of a Pokemon game. And I know people, because you can use images from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald to actually do that. It was, well, was it Warburn Safari Park was a national championship, if you remember, back in the day of 2004. I went there because I qualified for the first time in my first ever tournament, and I got a letter through post saying you're eligible to play in the nationals. And so I did. I ended up building a crappy, fucked up deck of a Rocket Suicune, which actually worked in many ways. I took out a professor, you know, in Pokemon. Not an actual professor, but when they have that professor program, they become a Pokemon professor. That means that Pokemon professor can actually do official events. So, and they can also judge as well. So, like at the international championship, they can judge depending on which one they done in VGC or TCG. And I nearly qualified twice, actually. I nearly qualified twice. Back in, was it last year, I nearly did. And in 2007, I believe I got nearly qualified. I can't remember what percentage I got in 2007, but it was relatively close. You need at least 80% to qualify. I think I got about 70 something last year. So I was relatively close, but not close enough. It was like in 2007. I can't remember the percentage, but I was like one question off or something. And it was that one question that really did it. I think it was one question. No, I think it was about, I had a few, maybe 4 questions off. And it was like saying, you know, but they've added new ways, you know, because in tournaments they've always got to check your team in VGC to see if you are not using any hacked Pokemon. I mean, I had mine DS checked at Sheffield to see if I had any hacked Pokemon, and they weren't hacked. They were all caught and bred and all that. Because I don't see the issue of people using devices, you know, like, I mean, it's different for RNG, because RNG is random number generator. But many people still think that is cheating in a way. It might be cheating, but people who use what they call it now, that, like, genning and all that, that's illegal. But with like, well, I don't do RNG because it's confusing. It's like a lot of freaking numbers, and many people just say, "What do you mean it's hard?" It's not hard. Not when you've got like either you've got dyslexia or dyspraxia, which is words and numbers, so which is basically your worst enemy. And numbers is my worst enemy. Numbers and when it comes, I was like you know, I went, oh, maybe one day I could be an astrophysicist. No, because it requires numbers and words. Yeah, so it was like, basically, I was like thinking, do I go and do that, you know? But it's because I've done astronomy in high school, and I've read up about lots of things in astronomy, and I look up the news as well, you know, and many people do post on YouTube, like, you know, doom mongers and all that, and saying, oh, the end of the world, asteroid is coming towards us and going to kill us all and all that. I hate that, because they just want to make people's lives unhappy. That's what they're there for. These are doom mongers. And like, there was this guy who was saying about the rapture and all that, and saying God's going to take the people who, you know, and then leave the people who have done bad on the earth to die, which is wrong. Who believes in the rapture is like, believes in, you know, nothing really. The rapture could be true, I don't know, because I've never read the Bible. Even though I used to go to church, I've never read the Bible because it's so difficult. Some things I don't even understand. And it's like, you're reading the Bible. Oh, great. But I have no problem in people reading the Bible unless they don't bring other people into it. You know, like if they bring in, because we used to get, and don't get me wrong, if people are Jehovah's Witness, and I haven't got anything, you know, against them. They're people at the end of the day. They're just people. You know, they have a right to believe in what they believe in. But they used to come knocking on our door every now and then. They don't do it now. And, you know, like, are you interested in turning to our religion? It's like you don't force a religion onto someone. It's like you don't go around knocking on everybody's door going, can you turn into a Christian? Join our church. It's like literally, you know, you don't force it on to people. You know, you don't go, oh yeah, you've got to join us, please. It's like, no, you're forcing. And they used to try and knock on our door and show us leaflets and all that. And I'm like thinking, Jesus, you know, we're here to actually, even though they believe in, like, if you have a blood transfusion, they believe in, I'm not sure if this is right because my dad said this. And he says, if you ever have a blood transfusion, right, they will tell you, do not have that blood transfusion. Let God take you. And it's basically, there is a lot of people out there who believe in, you know, not medicine. You know, some people don't believe in medicine. How is this live stream just turned from Pokemon to religion? I have no idea. Oh God. But yeah, it's basically you have your religion. It's like your opinion, your own opinion. I won't tell you go like Pokemon now. That is not your opinion. You might say, no, my opinion is something else. So you'd be like, never persuade. Well, persuasion might be good, but it's, you know, persuasion. You might persuade someone not to do a bad thing. You know, like you could say, do not do that. It can hurt you. Like that's persuading somebody not to do something. And then because you've got your own free will, you go and do it anyway. But you know, like once you do it once and then you never do it again. You know, like mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, yes. Everybody makes a lot of mistakes. And many people, you know, I used to get people saying, I'm perfect. And I'm like thinking, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. You can't just go and say, oh, by the way, I'm perfect. I have never made a mistake in my life. That is just lying through your teeth. Everybody has made mistakes in the past. I've made mistakes. Even some of the celebrities have made big mistakes. So yeah, I know how it feels to make mistakes. It makes you feel uneasy. It makes you feel a bit sad. It might make you feel angry. But overall, making mistakes is part of life. And we've just got to live by that. I mean, even when I'm battling in Pokemon, sometimes I'll press the wrong move. But it's not because I did it, you know, not because I meant it. didn't mean it. It was a mistake. So yeah. But like what I said, you do not force a thing onto someone that they don't want to have. That's one thing. That's one thing I learned. Do not force anything on anyone. Because yeah. So like, I would never go up to a person and say, like this now. That's mainly forcing someone. Okay, just 49 minutes to go until it's on. It won't be long because the way we talking. Okay, so we're gonna move away from religion. we're gonna go back to Pokemon. Okay, so what are you guys excited about for Pokemon Sword and Shield? Me, I would have to say the wild area. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to. Is the wild area. And you know what's intriguing about it? How will we know if it's a shiny Pokemon? Will the Pokemon be shiny when you see it? Because there's two different ways where you can actually go into Pokemon. Is if you let the Pokemon follow you and crash into you, like a bit like Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee kind of way. Or you can do the classic running up and down grass until you encounter a Pokemon. So they've got two ways. They've got the newest thing, which is Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee thing. And then they've got what they call it as well, the old school where you just walk into a patch of grass and start moving up and down until you run into a Pokemon. But also, I'm really intrigued about the max raids as well. That's going to be quite interesting as well. How they're going to do that, I am not sure, but it's going to be very cool. And plus, I've actually got the what they call it, the 12-month thing that I will be using later on before the games come out. Guys, if you also don't know how much data these games will be, the best bet would have to be you need to get at least a 400 gigabyte of SD card. I'm not sure how much they are, but they can take other things, so you don't have to use a Nintendo based base SD card. You can actually use a different one to store all your stuff. So the games will be 10.6 each gigabyte. That's more than Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee combined. That is a lot. Now I don't know if it's kind of, you know, thank God I'm buying the physical copy, because it would, with that amount, I don't have enough data, enough space on my Switch. So I would clearly next year, or maybe, next year, I will start and buy a brand new SD card, maybe a few SD cards, because I'm getting a Switch Lite as well. So I'm kind of excited because I'm buying the Switch Lite for like the tournaments and stuff. So I'm buying the Switch Lite for like tournaments. So then the Switch can stay at home and I can play on big screen. So we'll be taking my Switch Lite. So I'll be leaving my other Switch at home. I'm wondering how now as you may know, the Nintendo Switch has a little thing, like a handle, not a handle, where you can actually place it on the table. Now, have they removed that from the Switch Lite, or does it still have it? Because I think it should have it, because then it's more better than that. Unless you've got an idea. To actually do some streaming. Just waiting. 43 minutes to go until it comes on. Oh, shiny Clamperl. Yeah. I'm just playing Pokemon Y at the minute, and chain fishing. I've just got a shiny Clamperl. Finally, I don't think I've had a shiny Clamperl. I've had the shiny Gyarados. I've had what they call it, Octillery, Remoraid, Love Disc, Scarelp, Shoulder, Dragalge. But I've never had. It took me ages to get that. It took me so long to get that because my chain kept breaking. So, yeah. If you hear me again, you know I've got another shiny. I'm also doing a bit of shiny hunting on Pokemon Diamond as well. Yeah, I'm actually at the Eterna Forest with Cheryl doing the double battles kind of thing. I think Pokemon Black and White was an inspiration for double battles, because you meet two people, don't you? You meet Cheryl in Eterna Forest, and she wants help getting out of the Eterna Forest, and then there's is it Riley at the mountain? I forgot what they call the mountain. Where he's got is it a Riolu or a Lucario he's got? I think it's Riolu. And yeah. So basically, yeah. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to start. I'm quite excited actually to, what kind of news they're going to be bringing us from the trailer. I'm hoping, because it's like going to be quite interesting. I want it to be interesting, so I'm going to, when it comes on, I'm going to actually mute myself off the microphone and let it play through, because then people can hear it. Unless I keep it on and I don't talk for the rest of it. Because I don't talk over the trailers. I try not to. I think it's better that way, because then you can actually hear what they're saying instead of listening to my voice over it. Because I hate that when somebody... I've actually had that same problem with this phone. Not this phone, but other phones as well. Because they don't... When you're watching something and you're talking, and you're recording, it picks up your voice quite, you know, loud, and it blocks out the sound from the, or it's other way around. The game, either when I'm playing a game, some people say, I can't hear you what you're saying, speak up. But there is a setting on some of the games that you can actually set for the sound. But I will not be talking on the actual video. So once it gets going, it's another 39 minutes to go, which is, I don't know what time it is actually. Wait, I can check. It's 14:23. Okay, as this thing started. Yeah. Okay. We're just waiting for it to actually come on about the information on Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Here we go. Let's get this thing started, shall we? Okay, so we don't know what kind of information this will bring. They might reveal more of the gym leaders, I'm hoping. Oh shit. I'm hoping they will reveal some of the gym leaders. Some more. I mean, we've known about the grass gym, the ghost gym, the water gym, Nessa. Which Nessa appeared in the demo that was playable at E3, a few conventions, as well as the Pokemon World Championships, which I got to play, and I actually got a Score Bunny pin. Which is actually quite cool. So, anybody who entered got some pins free. Okay, so everybody's going to be on soon. It's just showcasing t-shirts, really, which are 10 yen, I believe, around about 10 yen. So this is the front, the front, which is the logo, the symbol of Game Freak, and then the back, say, as a Pikachu wearing the same shirt, and then on the back it also says the logo Game Freak. So this is actually the 30th anniversary of Game Freak. I'm surprised that, you know, after all that, it's 30 years of Game Freak. So since 1989. So, if you don't know, there are two franchises. Well, one movie that's actually turned 30 this year, as well as this company, Game Freak, which if you, Game Freak is 30 years old and notable for many things, including Pokémon and Pulseman as well. If you're not familiar with Pulseman, it was Game Freak's first actual game kind of thing that took him off the starting line, and I would really want to see a new game for Pulseman. Really, I mean, I've never played the game, and I don't think it came out in the UK or America. If I might be mistaken, because I've never played. I never had an NES or an SM or a SNES. I didn't own any of them. My first Nintendo console was actually the Game Boy Color, followed up by the Game Boy and then the N64. Since then, I've been a big fan of Nintendo ever since. You know, ever since I played the Pokemon Crystal for the first time. Well, Pokemon Blue. My cousin lent me it, and I just got hooked on day one. That was it. It was like a whole new adventure for me, and it's like that adventure's not ended yet, and I don't think it will end anytime soon. That's for sure.
I just want, I just want to thank Game Freak for as many great and wonderful Pokemon games over the years. And let's hit for another 30 years, and who knows where the journey begins. Maybe this is not the end, but the beginning. Maybe everybody says it might not be the end, but it might be the beginning of something. Because I actually read in an interview by Game Freak that they actually had 1,000 people working on Sword and Shield. So you've got to give them all credit. They were working on different things like graphics and music, the translations and everything that goes with it. So it's like they were all working as a team. It's like a football team in a way, which player goes where and what do they do, midfielder and goalie and centre as well. And you've got other things as well. They've all got to, every company, every team has to work together as a team. Football team, ice hockey team, cricket, rugby, everything. Everything's got to work as a team. Then, if not, then there's no place for teamwork. If you don't know how to do teamwork. Teamwork comes in many different shapes and sizes. That's for sure.
Good morning, hello, or good evening, wherever you are watching. My name is Sasha. I'm going to be the host for this edition of special Game Freak 30th anniversary